Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and those who are neither, wherever you are in the world. I'm Rambling Rusty Elm, and this is Rambling with Rusty. Last time on Rambling with Rusty, we did the Sea Keep quest. Helped a High Elf guardsman take back one of their fortifications along the coast of Somerset before heading up to speak with somebody about some paint for this artist we met here in Lilandril, only to discover that we're going to have to run all the way across the map to talk to the next guy. So as we are back here in Lilandril, we're going to go ahead and finish up the side quests here. So without further ado, let's get back into it.
Ah, another newcomer. Delightful. What exactly can I do for you? What keen ears you have. You heard us discussing a private matter from way over there? Impressive. Perhaps you can put that inquisitive nature to good use. A member of the Mages Guild murdered a Sapiarch, but now the murderer's friend is railing against the conviction. Loudly. Talk some sense into her, would you? She might listen to another guest.
Murder in Liland.
Well?
Stay strong, Emil. I'll get you out of this. You're a member of the Mages Guild, aren't you? Please, you have to help me. The Sapiarchs accused one of our compatriots, my best friend, of a murder he didn't commit. They won't even consider Another Sapiarch named Haladon. Emil arrived at the gates of Lilandril, carrying Haladon's body, and confessed to the crime. But he seemed shocked, confused. He's a pacifist for Morris. The Sapiarchs say Emil confessed to murdering Haladon, but he'd never murder anyone. He loved Haladon. I don't know if he's confused or disoriented, but I do know he wouldn't do it. Please, talk to Emil. Convince him to recant his confession. Emil and I are both members of the Mages Guild chapter here in Lilandril, and students of the Guild's chief diplomat, Kalawende. As for our relationship, Emil is my dearest friend, has been since we were both in diapers. I don't know if he'll listen to anyone, but I don't have a choice. The Sapiarchs and Mages Guild consider the matter settled, and they've forbidden me from speaking to Emil further. No one has forbidden you to speak to him. You can still reach him.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to say to you or anyone else. Please, go. Yes. She's wrong. What? No, no. They already did an investigation. I murdered Haladon. It was me. Why are you inserting yourself into matters that don't concern you?
You there? Why are you in... I am Kalawende, Chief Diplomat of the Mages Guild. I apologize for my tone. This has been a trying time. The Sapiarchs consider this matter closed, you know. What are you doing exactly? Who sent you? Our interest... Vivine. Look, I've uncovered something odd as well. The Sapiarchs have made it very difficult for me to intervene directly. Perhaps you can help. Emil met a shady merchant named Galador prior to... That's what I came here to find out. But it seems Emil doesn't want to talk. Galador has deep connections to Lilandril smugglers and thieves. If you learn what Emil purchased from Galador, we might gain some insight into Haladon's murder. Galador stores... My contacts tell me that
Okay, off to Galador's inn room. over there. Need to go downhill.
Lord of compassion for the lesser of care. Clap hands in praise.
And shake 6 shallots. Sprig of parsley. Wheel of cheese and some cinnamon. Free money.
Clap hands and praise our ancestral lines.
Free money. One, mischief. Okay. 2, 4. Mischief for money.
Over here. I trust you were successful. My own inquiries were fruitful. I've learned where we must go next in this investigation. But wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Did you manage to break Galador's wards? What did you find? Honestly? What would Emil want with sheep's blood? And syringes? I'd suspect blood magic or chemical addiction if I didn't know Emil. Neither of those items are illegal. I'll try to figure out what Emil wanted with these items. Meanwhile, I found the guard who arrested Emil, Milleront. I'm forbidden to speak to him, but you are not. The Sapiarchs moved Milleront to Lilandril.
What is it?
Welcome to Lilandril. Just off the boat. Lots of sailors coming and going. Just don't forget to submit your shipping manifests to the harbor master. Unless there's some sad business, that. I was at my post when I saw Emil with a body slung over his shoulder. Once he reached the gate, he slid Haladan's corpse onto the ground and collapsed. He didn't seem mad, if that's what you're asking. But he wasn't lucid either. When it comes to murderers, I've met more than my fair share. So you can trust me when I say Emil's no murderer. Look, you need to promise me you'll keep this to yourself. Saltbreeze Cave is just south of here. Well-worn entrance, wizard's tools scattered about. I tried to tell the Sapiarchs about it, but your answers are in that cave. Guaranteed. That's the other thing. Haladon looked like he'd been thrown off a cliff. Legs broken, blood leaking out of his ears, collapsed ribcage. You tell me how a wiry Breton could do that to someone. Doesn't make a whit of sense. Unless he can conjure up a stone club the size of an ox yoke, I just can't imagine it. I'll tell you to examine the body yourself, but the Sapiarchs already burned it. Convenient.
What do you want?
Who's... Emil? Is that you? Where is Haladon? Is he all right? Auriel, forgive me. Please listen carefully. Emil did not murder Haladon. I swear it. The two of them only sought to help me. I suffered from a mysterious... Gods, no! I came here with my companion Gerwardel. By the time we arrived, her illness was terminal. Emil tried to administer the cure to her too, but she broke free and attacked Haladon. There was so much shouting. I thought maybe they escaped. Stone abominations. Vampiric alchemy. If the Sapiarchs found out that Haladon had a hand in this tragedy, they would strike his name from the histories. Emil would never let that happen. Read? Absolutely. Haladon and Emil loved each other deeply.
It was obvious from the moment I arrived. Emil would never let something he did jeopardize Haladon's reputation. Were their roles reversed, Haladon... I don't think you understand the Sapiarchs. It wouldn't be a simple matter of not praying over Haladon's grave. They would expunge his memory entirely. Undoubtedly. The Sapiarchs would probably dispatch a few vampire hunters to find me. But don't worry about that. I'll find a way to take care of myself. They called it osteochondritic fever. A rare virus that hardens the skin like stone and oyster shell. And as if that weren't bad enough, it also drives you insane. Gerwardale had already... We were part of a merchant fleet that got blown off course. Wound up beached on an island full of slowed mischief. Something in the air there. Or perhaps the water. All of us were infected. Truthfully. Because he was the kindest, most generous mayor I've ever known. We were childhood friends, you see. When I wrote to him about my condition, he didn't even hesitate. He just bid me come to Lilandra, no questions asked. I believe so. The fog is gone. The flop sweats and sleepless nights with dreams of blood and stone. But the cost was high. Too high. Yes. I can feel it. Never. Enough people have suffered on my account. Anyway, my new condition does have a few benefits. My senses are keener now than they've ever been. I can hear the flutter of a moth's wings and smell lichens in the next room. It's enough. It will have to... Hurry to Lilandro, prove Emil's innocence. I'll find my way. Somehow.
Don't need to read them because I've read them before. Done this quest a couple of times and I always side with Emil. Yeah, he wants to protect his friend's legacy. And I can respect that. Not to mention, if he feels guilty, then he's just going to punish himself.
You again? I told you, I don't want to talk about this. What? No. No, you're mistaken. No. You can't believe her. She's lying. I attacked Haladon. I killed him. No. Please, you must burn those notes. If the Sapiarchs learn what Haladon and I did, he'll be ruined. Disgraced. All his work will be for nothing. And Norasea. Mara, save me. Poor Norasea.
Poor Emil. He meant well. But these are shocking revelations. I never thought he'd be so reckless. Creating a potion to deliberately infect someone with vampirism? By the eight. I care for Emil. But I have a whole guild to consider. We've brought many outsiders to Somerset, and our relations here are tenuous at best. Even if Emil didn't murder Haladan, creating a potion this hazardous is still... I spoke to Sapiarch Saratarel. If Emil makes a full confession, the Sapiarchs will let us handle the details of his imprisonment. I've arranged for Emil to return to Stormhaven. A familiar setting, sympathetic guards. It's the best I can do. No, but then there are many forms of freedom. Wouldn't you agree? Emil will have access to our vast library and ample opportunity to write and publish. He can still play a vital role.
By Magnus, if what you say is true, Emil's innocent. You seem hesitant. Don't get bogged down in the details of his experiments. The important thing is that he didn't murder Haladan. You have to take this to the Sapien. She's a vampire. I grew up in Shornhelm, and I know how dangerous they are. They drink people's blood for Mara's sake. Look, I pity Norasea, but we can't destroy Emil's life over one bad decision. Setting a vampire free is reckless. You know that. Haladan's dead. And if he truly loved Emil, he would gladly suffer humiliation to keep his beloved out of prison. You know that.
There's nothing to consider. Even if I didn't kill Haladan, the vampirism was my idea. He never would have agreed to it if I hadn't pushed him. Haladan meant more to me than you'll ever know. His memory is all I have left. Don't ruin it. Please. Oh, Mara bless you. Losing Haladan was awful. I still see his bloody face with my waking eyes. The only thing keeping me sane is the knowledge that I might spare his reputation and the friend he dearly loved.
You have new evidence to present? Very well. I trust your investigation was thorough and unbiased? Or rather, as thorough and unbiased as an itinerant newcomer can manage. What new evidence... Well, that is a surprise. As farcical as your investigation might have been, I appreciate your willingness to side with the facts. It does much to restore my opinion of the Mages Guild in Lilandril. I've already spoken with the guild diplomat, Kalawende. We resolved to send Emil back to Stormhaven. Leaving a Breton to rattle around in a high elf prison would reflect poorly on all of us. Better to imprison him among his own kind. Mercifully, yes. The Mages Guild promised to imprison Emil for the rest of his brief Breton life. I have no reason to doubt their sincerity, given your honesty today. Let us put this matter behind us. The Guild and the Sapiarchs must move forward. Now then, I see no reason to delay Emil's exile. I will formalize his conviction today, have him turned over to the Mages Guild shortly thereafter. This sordid affair has caused enough pain. I'll not draw it out. Your honesty and Kalawende's willingness to accede to our demands give me hope for the future. The Mages Guild suffers from all the vices of youth, but perhaps, with our help, it can grow into an organization worthy.
Well, that's that. You know, maybe if Emil wasn't so set on suffering the exile for the sake of his friend, I'd go the other way. After all, better 100 men go free than one innocent man go to prison. But sometimes sacrifices have to be made, and if the person that's to suffer is willing to make the sacrifice, well, I guess that's just be it as it may. Now let's see, where do we want to go from here? I know later I'll be up in here, so I'll skip that part. I'll just head up here to the college. I think it's finally time to go do that. Although I think that can wait until tomorrow. Or until next time, at least. Instead, we'll just head up here and do this stealth.
Good quality there.
Come on, you filthy... You're the first thing I've encountered that isn't a slavering beast or drooling savage. Begs the question, what you're doing out here? The fool I followed out here. I lost track of him after these wretched goblins stole my pack. Hopefully he can manage not to get himself killed long enough for me to recover our notes. Their research for Medzi's recital at the Illumination Academy. I've been transcribing them for weeks. Oh, the goblins tossed them all over. What are you? Some sort of saint sent to deliver me from digging?
Yeah. Stick your snooty nose up your own arse. Let's see, we need to go down.
I take no pleasure in killing, but I'm glad we're alive and they're not.
Make sure that there are no more in here. I think the rest are up here. Clearly, they meant for us to work our way down from this door.
Stendarr is with...
I don't know how much longer I can hide out here. Give me some good news. That's the last of them. I'm not going to give you some my savior routine. Look, I've...
Naliara, stay strong. Your salvation is at hand. Though, if you could call out, that would be helpful. I finally girded myself with the courage of my forefathers. I'm prepared to add my deeds to theirs. Even if it means entering oblivion itself, I will find Naliara. Naliara quit? Oh, I suppose I cannot fault her. Capture by vile goblins was simply too much for her delicate spirit. But without... Oh, well, that's great. I nearly have everything I need to complete my epic of the war fought between the goblins and high elves here. All that's left is for me to uncover the site of their most... I just assumed since Naliara entrusted you with her notes, you were The site is close. I just know it. Dramatic instinct. My antiquated directions said the entrance would be where two falls meet stone. Sounds more like an uncomfortable pratfall than landmark, but my guess is the site is near water.
I can't say he's wrong. Where two falls meet stone.
Stendarr see you safely to your rest.
And there's the two falls. And this is where their water flows into.
The answers must lie in these ruins. Oh, Naliara, if only you'd waited. Hurry, some kind of trade ledger? Oh, how mundane. It seems like the elves who built this place engaged in deals with goblins. This looks like scouting reports. Land surveys, goblin settlements. Why was the water source of such interest to them?
Against us.
These look like plans for resettlement. Oh gods, this is terrible! This adventure truly is a These tablets show the goblins weren't always viciously territorial. Elves and goblins coexisted, traded, until the elves wanted King's Haven Pass bad. I sought a subject for heroic composition. There is no... It's what a noble... You've been... The time has come for me to unsheath the...
Oh, I think I gotta go this way later on in the, Yeah, I have to go this way later in the story quest, so we'll be back. And that's why there's skein spiders through this passage. Got the boss monster beat here. Well, that's going to wrap up our episode for this, for today. Wow. Yeah, that's going to wrap up our episode today, and When we come back, we will head into town right here at the college and see if we can advance our storyline quest some. Until then, I'm Ramblin' Rusty Elm. Have a good night, and don't forget to stop and smell the roses.